This is my 2010 Volvo XC70 T6. We've gone through a lot of modifications to make it the way it looks, but today we're actually going to be fixing, in my opinion, one of the most bottlenecking features of this car, the stock air intake.
Hey guys, welcome back to Tank Garage. My name is Frank and I will be the man behind the camera. In today's video, like you guys saw in the title and the thumbnail, we're gonna be working on my XC70 T6. Today we're here at Tack Welding in Montreal. In his garage, we're gonna be working on the XC70. One of the biggest downsides of this T6 engine, as you guys know, is the intake setup. It comes from factory to reduce noise with a resonated intake. The Jpipe, which we call, or the Jpipe as some people call them, which is right down here, limits the airflow and also limits how much sound you get from the intake. We've already taken the box out for now. Now we're gonna take all of the cover out because we're gonna be making a custom 3-inch piping that replicates a little bit of the snap kit, but I wanted to make one of my own because number one, the snap kit is very, very expensive, and number two, the way the filter sits and things like that is not how I personally would like it. So we're gonna be making a filter. Right here is gonna be probably an AEM or K&N filter that's gonna be going through the pipe. We're gonna rewire the piping to go over the intake manifold right here, and then it's gonna cut right before this motor mount right here. It's gonna go right back down there, which is gonna help us a lot in the long run if we're gonna be making some tunes on the car and making some more power. So let's get right into it. Firewall is out, guys. It's pretty simple, but also pretty complicated. We have to finagle a little bit. You have to remove the little bolts that are here, and then once you have access to this is like the faux firewall, we call it. This is for the faux firewall. There's this one right here, this one right here, and then you have 3 on this side. Bang, bang, bang. This is gonna remove everything that's from the back, and now we're gonna be able to remove the extra, I think there's like 1 or 2 bolts that are missing to remove this little faux firewall. And then, as you can see, we have access to all of the Jpipe and the intake. This saves from removing the PCV, because I've seen videos that people do remove that PCV, and it's, I mean, that's kind of stupid because you could do this and it didn't take us much time, even though we've never taken out a firewall like that. So this is the pipe that connects to the actual filter and the mass airflow sensor. As you guys can see, once that firewall is removed, like, you can see all the way down there. This is the Jpipe, which is resonated, and it is that top part right here, which is this little part right here, which is resonated. So you have one vacuum line, which is going from here to the boost controller, which I guess. So this is the vacuum line that we're gonna have to put back on the other intake, which is gonna be kind of important. We have a couple of lines that are connected right here, which we're gonna have to disconnect and find a new path for them, because those will be free flowing or else. And then, yeah, we're gonna get to removing the Jpipe, which you guys can see right here. We could also probably see the downpipe a little bit lower that we did last year. Here is the marvelous piece of engineering, which we call a Jpipe. Like you guys can see, no. Why? That makes no sense. This is the part that goes from the other piece of intake that you saw here. It goes into this resonated chamber, which I'll show you guys in a moment. The inside, there's a little bit of oil. Yes, that's going to be an issue I'm going to have to address. But like you guys see, it's got baffles in there. It's got little holes to catch the sound, I guess. But then this section right here with this extremely bad angle, like look at this. This is like, it's like a 180 with a 90. It's, I don't know. Don't ask me why Volvo engineered it that way, and it just makes no sense, because look at the inlet, how much bigger, and this portion here, it just restricts airflow so much. So I can't wait to see the gains, and especially in the throttle response, because this must be a killer for throttle response right here. Now we're gonna check down there. To do the rest, we're gonna take our measurements, which we need. From then on, it's pretty much, it's not easy. It's never easy, but it's easier. Welcome back, guys. 1 week later, we've got the missing parts. This little elbow right here. So we did some test fitting. I've got some videos for TikTok and Instagram, of course. We got a 3-inch piping that goes all the way out here, just to make sure that our hood is going to close properly. It does. So now we're just finagling with the Jpipe, which is not a Jpipe anymore, but anyways, we'll still call it the Jpipe, because we got to clear the boost controller, which is right down here. This piping can go up by quite a lot. We're going to be retubing it over the spark plug right here, and then over the intake manifold and fuel rail all the way to the stock airbox. So we still got some good work to do, tacking in place and everything. Right now, we're just trying to make sure that the heat shielding is going to fit, because like you guys can see down here, this little bad boy has got to go back in. The faux firewall, I mean, I could probably live without it. This part right here might be kind of important, but if we look at it, there is no burnt marks on it, so there shouldn't be anything hot actually touching that. This, though, very important not to fry my ECU and especially all of the lines back there. There's a ton of stuff that we don't want to burn here. So we're going to get back to work and I'll show you guys updates once we got that Jpipe in and start fabricating this part. Welcome back, guys. Day number 3, because there was a lot of things that didn't go to plan because we're doing this custom, right? So, but a huge thank you to Spark Welding because he's figured it all out. You know, we test fitted stuff together, and getting that firewall back on, guys, I didn't record that process, but getting this firewall back on was an absolute nightmare. Extremely difficult to get to that part because the original piping, I believe, was like 2.1 inch that used to go through there in the back. That's like the squeeze bend, and then it goes back to a 2.75, 3 inch to the turbo. Fitting this coupler and the bottom coupler was actually way harder than what we anticipated, but now we're on to tack welding, so he's currently tack welding all of the things. Like you guys see, we're gonna try to clear that motor mount right here, and then we're gonna go straight like that. So probably gonna have like a little bend over here or something like that just to make it all, you know, nice and visually pleasing. Like I said, we're keeping the stock airbox. We've got our 3-inch coupler right here to our 3-inch piping, and yeah, it should look some pretty decent pretty soon. So here's where we're at now. So we've got the full airbox side completely done, all tack welded. Of course, this is not the final product. We've got this side also tack welded, which is the turbo side, and now all we got to do is this little connection right here, which we're probably gonna have a straight piece right here, and then a curve, which is probably gonna right about that motor mount bolt. So just to make it all nice and neat. We finally have everything tack welded together. If I could say something, you want to do this yourself, don't. It's a mess. I want to say thank you to Spark Welding because I would have never been able to do this by myself. It's a literal teamwork because we had some parts that I don't know how I was able to fit in, and then he was able to weld, and then they were able to do the rest, and we just worked it together. You know, it's a lot of calculations and making sure everything works because we're starting from scratch. We're starting everything from A to Z, but I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. Of course, it still needs to be welded. It's just tacked in place for now, but as you guys can see, we've got the whole intake all together. Of course, connecting to our new Jpipe is going to be this beauty right here. 3 45-degree angles to make this little bend. We've got some straights for rubber piping. We've got another 90-degree here with our big long portion right here. 45-degree, sorry, another 45-degree, a straight, and then a bunch of pie cuts with a straight for the filter. So this is what it looks like, and I'm gonna cue some B-rolls for you guys right now. Good morning, Tack Garage fam. Technically it's day 3 where everything is done, and it's time to do the official reveal. We're gonna do the reveal visually like this, and I'll try to film some clips, but it's been raining here in shitty Montreal for the last 3 weeks. So I got a new car reveal for you guys. I got another new car reveal for you guys. I got this reveal. We got the S60R updates, and I mean, it's just raining, so I can't film anything outside. It's not fun, but without further ado, let's reveal the beautiful work by Spark Welding, our custom, not one of one. I mean, it is one of one because it's custom, but there's kits available. But this is a custom XC70 T6 intake, the first of its kind. That is not a mass-produced kit, so this was all designed in-house here by Spark Welding and me. So let's get into the B-rolls. Enjoy. Alrighty guys, what do you think of the final result? I think it looks absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to hear how it's gonna sound once we start the car. I've got the keys with me, but we're gonna show you guys an overall view before we thank Ellie and Sam for the incredible work that they've done here. If you guys have any fabrication need, that it's intakes, exhaust, anything like that, I'm gonna leave a link in the bio for their Instagram and TikTok page. You guys can reach directly to them, and they do incredible work. Like you guys can see, look at those welds. Absolutely beautiful. Everything is TIG welded. It is 304 stainless steel for now. I know it's not aluminum, but for now we did it in stainless steel because, well, in my opinion, it looks really good with the coloration of the weld. Everything is mega solid because they've also added a structural bar in the back. So this is not going anywhere, and like I'm slapping it. Of course, we had to rewire the PCV system. So this is the breather hose for the PCV into the back, and now we've plugged it pretty much at the same place over here. Now, very, very important, guys. Remember, at the beginning, I'm gonna try to throw some clips on the screen. The intake used to go from here all the way in the back, right there. This is the space that the intake used to wedge into. That is super, super tight. It would go all the way back to the top, then would do a full 180 at the bottom, which we see right here. You guys can visualize it just like that. And then it would go to the resonator part to the turbo. Our solution was keeping the stock airbox, like I mentioned, better flow. This is gonna be good for, you know, any type of heat soaking. The stock box is well made, and I didn't see any use of putting a cone filter, which we actually had. You guys can't see it, but we actually had a cone filter that was supposed to go there. But number one, the MAF is at the same place, so we're not gonna get any check engine or any misfires or any like lane runnings and things like that because of it. So we're future-proofing it, and, well, I mean, it looks really good like that. It kind of gives it off of the sleeper look. So 3-inch piping all the way from the intake box, goes all the way to the back towards the firewall, and then it's just a straight down and a very slow angle towards the turbo. No resonators, everything is 3-inch except the very, very end coupling that goes onto the turbo. We needed to get a 2.75, and that was a complete mess. But hey, if one day I decide to manufacture this kit, I know now, and we know what to do. So let me know what you guys think down below. So again, a huge thank you to the Spark Welding team, Sam and Eli. They did some great work, and you guys make sure to come see them if you need anything related with fabrication, exhaust, intakes in the Montreal area. Huge thank you to them. Boys, what do you think of the final result?
Incredible. Huge shout out to Frank. Thank you for your trust, and come see us.
You heard them, guys. Come see them. Alrighty, guys. So first cold start with the new intake. Let's see how it sounds. Let's see how it makes a difference with the non-resonator part. Let's go. Oh yeah, you hear the intake noise a lot more. You can actually hear the intake. The engine bay is very loud, guys, with the exhaust, but let's see when it calms down. We can actually hear the sound of the air going through the piping. That's incredible. Wow, man. I can't wait to hear it under throttle. This sounds incredible.